Greetings to everybody. Welcome to Celebrating Self, the talk show that brings some fabulous women, some females from around us who are an example to be our good self, who are an example to show us that life is something that we need to celebrate. So today we are here with a very special guest who is a lady with the most innocent smile. She is Gauri Das, a head HR, a mentor, and a possibilitarian. She is also a TEDx speaker. Well, she is an engineer who has turned into a HR professional with double masters in human resources and psychology. She is a strategic HR leader with 15 plus years of experience and has many national and international awards in her pocket. She is quite passionate about women empowerment and is leading a lean in circle which is called the Leaders Lifting Leaders. Welcome, Gauri. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and being a part of this show. This is like you are going to be a source of that little push, that little inspiration that all women we do need, and so that we don't fall short of our worthiness. Welcome, Gauri.
Thank you so much, Karanjot, for creating this platform and having me here. We all learn from each other and get inspired from each other. So it's going to be amazing to have a discussion with you. Thank you so much.
That's so sweet of you. Like you have such a vast experience, and the biggest thing is that you're already into women empowerment. I have read also somewhere that it is something that you love about, you're passionate about. So why don't you share your story, like your journey from how it started and how it has brought you today where you are right now?
Thank you so much for asking this because it's always good to go back to your childhood. So I was born in Gorakhpur, very close to you,
Aha.
and then my life took me to Bihar and to MP. So by the age of 2 years, yes, I have been to 7 states now, so that has also helped me open my mind a lot. So by the age of 2 years, I was in Madhya Pradesh, a very small village in Madhya Pradesh, and it was an amazing place. Hills, we will go in the evening to hills. There were so many trees around, small village, and everything natural as you can think of. So a very happy childhood. There will be melas on a particular weekday, like it's still there, the concept is still there, and I would go with my mom and carry that extra the stuff so that I get additional plate of pani puri with me. So that's how the childhood was going. But on flip side of it, there were no good schools in this place. There was only one village school and vernacular medium, one hall in the school. So everybody would sit in that classroom, whether you are in standard sixth or you are in first standard. Those days, there, I mean, in my school, there was no concept of junior KG or senior KG. It was a village. So this is how the education was: no extracurricular activities, no opportunities for personality development. And I was having an introverted disposition anyways. So any guest at home, I will just go and hide behind my mom. That's how I was. And then since I was academically inclined, as you would remember, those days it was all about either engineering or medical. So
Right.
for me, the path chosen was engineering because drawing was extremely difficult for me. So I appeared for a state entrance test for engineering and could crack it. And I went to second ranking engineering college in the state. And this institute had all smart people from good background, good schools, and they also had people from all across the globe because this was a university institute. So people used to take admission here.
Hmm.
And that's where the challenge started. The moment I would open my mouth, I would be so frightened by everybody around that I would not open my mouth, first of all. So even if teacher is asking for roll call, I would not have courage to say yes, madam. I'll just raise my hand, and that's how I would indicate my presence. But um, I'll repeat this. There was some sound.
Okay.
So when I reached this institute, this is where life started, and this as this institute had people from all across the globe, everybody was so smart, be speaking in English, and I was extremely frightened. So even if teacher would ask for roll call, I would not say yes, madam. I'll just show my hands, and that's how I will register my presence. And it also had a paper on business communication, which was extremely difficult for me because English started for me very, very late. So I would go around asking help from friends, and once they help, second time they help, and then they told me, Corey, you're anyways going to fail, don't waste our time. So
Oh,
this is how I was, and I was on verge of giving up. I could do academics, but I could not manage this pressure of feeling inferior. But my father always had this formula in life that try, try, try again, and you will succeed. So
great.
that, along with the dreams that my mom had given. Now, since you are from the same state, you understand how uh, women are devalued in UP, especially, and I come from Eastern UP. My mom
Great.
is not much educated, but despite all of it, she had created a very good reputation for herself, and people would respect her. And she always told me, you had to create that respect for yourself. And that's where, with these two things, the try, try, try again formula and the dreams in my eyes, I went forward and could do this. So, this is how my story started.
Wow. Indeed, it is like your father's push and your mother's motivation has helped you to like just go for it and be something for yourself, do something. That is really so inspiring. Um, I would like to ask you, like, you have already been through that situation right from your college time, as you have already told. Now, when you started your career, when you actually entered into the field of this HR, so did you need that nurturing? Did you need that nourishment to empower yourself, to have a good relationship with yourself, or use some sort of power codes to use? It happens so that you need to have that push, you need to take that leap of faith. So did you use any sort of power codes, or do you use right now also?
Very interesting again. And my career started from Guwahati, which is in Assam. So that was another thing. People said that you will not have any career. Who gets a job there in Guwahati? So the concept of self love or self care was alien to me. I had never heard about it. I didn't know that I need to love myself first before looking at something else. So for me, it was all about taking full responsibility of home and taking full responsibility of everything around, be it at work, be it at home. And this concept, as I said, was not known to me. And I would kind of have very negative thoughts about myself that I am in Guwahati, I would not be able to do anything for my career. Who's going to hire me here? And all those sort of negative thinking. But the push that try, try, try again and this dream actually kept me going through. So that is a code which I used to rely on and I still rely on. But now I understand with the masters in psychology and with the learning lots and connecting with many people, I do understand that it's all about self care first because you cannot pour out from an empty cup. So have that love for yourself and then you can have it for others. So for me now the mantra is to understand, to listen to my body, and meditation is my go-to thing whenever it's regular also, but whenever there is a challenge, I will just go within and I will try to understand what's happening, which body part is telling me what is it, stress or is it tension or is it kind of anxiety, at what level am I, or am I angry with something. So when you go within and you talk to yourself, you get some solutions. At least you will have the name of the person in your mind who can guide you because mentors also are very, very important. So if I have to count what is my code, I would say it's talking to within, talking to self, going within, mentors, and this mantra of my parents.
Wow, that is so, so great. Indeed, self awareness is something we all need to work on because it is something nobody else is going to do for us. We have to do it for ourselves so that we can be a better version, right? That is so great. So, like, as you told that you have been some situations you felt bad, and if, be it your family, be it your workplace, has there been any situation where you felt like there is some sort of a doubt within yourself? You need to overcome that self doubt, or you need to overcome that failure thing. Any incident like that?
Many, I think it keeps happening in our lives, right? I
Oh,
count one here.
yeah, absolutely. It
So this,
happens with everybody, but everybody doesn't know how to tackle with them and how to
yes,
overcome those situations in a better way.
yes. So this is a recent one. Few years ago, I applied for this HR 100 under 40 at HR 40 under 40 award, and
Okay.
it was a very long process, a 6 months long journey. First, you attend workshops, you get some marks there. Then there was a lot of things on app which you need to respond to, and then there was a psychometric and some other test also, kind of assessment center. So
Okay.
these three things put together, top 100 were to be identified, and there were around 3,600 people. And I could crack this all, and I could appear in. I mean, I could make it to the first 100, and I
Okay.
was extremely happy and excited that I would make it to top 40 under 40 this time. And then the jury round happened, and again so many people qualified for it, and only 140 were to be accepted as top 40 under 40, and I could not make it to the final round. And it was extremely disappointing that I could not do it. I put in so much effort. Why did it go wrong? And I had really put in a lot of efforts, but something went wrong, and I thought that maybe I need to do something more, but why does it happen to me? So that self beating, it does happen. You have no other choice because it's natural, it will happen. But how you take the next step is more and is extremely important. So I did realize that maybe I could look into again the self awareness piece that you said, and listening to yourself. I looked at everything, the presentation that I prepared. I looked back in my mind, how did I present? How did I respond to the questions? And I thought, could have been done better, and I'll try to do that. Once that was done, then I was ready for next one, and then I again qualified for young HR leaders economic times. So this is how life goes on. You don't get one, but you learn a lot from there. You move forward. You continuously move forward, and you keep on trying things.
Wow, that's great. I could already read it in your profile that you have already won so many. Like, I cannot even remember which all things you told. There was something like under 40, some HR economic times. While you were speaking, I was reminded that yes, she is already a winner, a leader who is globally recognized. So, kudos to you. In fact, while you were telling about this self doubt thing, now, being a personality development coach, I remember I have given some sessions, especially on emotional intelligence. And that is one area which actually helps you to understand your own self. So, personality development, most of the times people think it is like just about speaking English, it is about being a good person physically and presenting yourself nice. But personally, I feel it is all about your head. What are you inside? And that is the best way, like being emotionally aware is the best way to be self aware. No, like the way you also had a doubt, you went through such a procedure and then you doubted yourself and finally you had to overcome that. So it's okay, somebody else is going up, and I feel universe is there to see your efforts. It's okay, you did not do it right now, the next page will be your golden page. And
Very well said. And sorry.
yeah, yes, please go on.
I was saying very well said, because the most important five components of emotional intelligence, if we look at, self motivation is extremely important, because in today's life, if you rely on something else, even if it is extrinsic motivation, it
Hmm.
would not survive for long. It has to come from within. And
Right.
that is the most important part of having that personality development or having that emotional intelligence. Can you carry on in face of obstacles is the most important thing today. And as we live in this uncertain era, there is nothing more that we need to learn.
Absolutely. See, this leads me to another question that you have already been through tragic times, I would say, where women were not valued the way they should be. So, my question here is that do you feel that as a woman, you need to be assertive? Like, is assertiveness something that we need to inculcate? If yes, then how should we do that?
Yeah, this one is very close to my heart, and I learned it through the journey of life. Because most of the time, it's like we are told to be submissive so that the balance of our family remains. Like you would have heard about story of Indra Nui also. She says that her mom was waiting for her to get that milk while her husband was already at home. So you
Yeah,
can't say no to anything, is what we have been told about. However, as we move forward in life, it's extremely important. And again, the self awareness thing comes into picture. How comfortable are we for a particular thing? Are we saying yes just because we want to? Are we able to express ourselves? And that too with all the respect, because there can be two ways, and the line between us being assertive and being aggressive is very thin line. It's very easy to cross over and move to other side. But for me, the most important value is respect for self and others. So I took very long time to move from being dormant to being assertive, because that value also was always telling me that if you say this, the other person will feel offended, or maybe you are disrespecting. Then I had to reevaluate my value also, because values should also keep changing as the time requires them. It was okay when everything was in the family and women were not moving out and they were not taking up anything in the outside world. But now even that value need to be looked from the context of what role you are playing. So
absolutely.
when this was clarified in my mind, I could move forward and I could move from being saying yes all the time to being assertive, and yet being away from that aggressive line. So yes, it is a very important skill, and we must learn. Men, women, everybody, we need this, because we should be able to express ourselves in most clear ways without disrespecting anyone.
Actually, and it is never a good thing for anybody to be a yes man always, right? Absolutely. That was so great. Such a brilliant answer by you. Now, my next question is one of the questions that we ask everybody, whoever comes over here, and that is that do you have any one habit which you would like all the other females listening to us or watching us to adapt in their life so that they can nurture the self belief and nourish their self worth? Some habit that they should adapt?
Yes, I think I would like to bring up a habit of asking for help. We are always told that asking for help is weakness, but now we understand it's actually a strength. So if we have to inculcate one habit besides being assertive, it should be asking for help, because it does not make us look low. The world works because there is collaboration. All right, even if we talk about countries, if China can manufacture, it does not have all the raw material, it has to take it from someone else. So
Right.
even if countries cannot work, how as individuals we can survive without support from each other? And the best part of this is that if you ask for help, the answer might be yes. Because if you don't ask, answer is anyways no. So this is one thing which I started developing, and it helped me at both work and in family. because our family systems are also like that, right? Men have not been told to get involved in household chores. And
Right.
if the woman of the house does not ask for it, they will not understand it. At the workplace, also, if there's any challenge, or now it's even better, you can crowdsource ideas and give the right credit to the person. So,
Absolutely.
asking for help in all spheres of life is one thing which we must do. What will happen at the max? Somebody would say no, it's okay. Even
Right.
if we did not ask, the answer was anyways no. So, this is one thing which I would like to share.
Wow, this is absolutely brilliant. In fact, this is one of the quality which I had as my weakness. And I experienced certain things that where I felt like frustrated, and all the times I was so overloaded that I started to delegate the things. And that is when I learned that asking for help is not something as your weakness. It is like you are asking for help so as to have a better work done, and it is always okay, it can be your strength. Awesome. This is like, I'm so glad that I cannot express it in my words how happy and how encouraged I am feeling through all of your talks right now. And with this, my list of question ends. But now is the time for a little surprise. A surprise. Are you ready for that? So actually, it is going to be a rapid fire round. I'll be asking you some questions, and you have to answer them instantly, whatever comes in your mind. Okay? So are you
Sure.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, so here goes my first question. What is your hotspot of the day? Like, which part of the day you are the most productive?
Mornings.
Oh, great, you're a morning person. Same pinch. Now, the second question is, during your school time, which was your favorite subject where you were really good at?
Maths.
Wow, that is a brilliant answer, of course. You must be a brilliant student. And my next question is, what is your favorite work memory?
I got a kind of send off from 300 plus colleagues on last day of my work, and everybody stood at their place and they clapped for me. It's very rare for HR professionals. Generally, they are hated the most, but I
Okay.
got such a wonderful farewell from people, and besides that, uh, until today, it's been around 7 years. I do get to hear from them and listen to it that you were so amazing. We still miss you, the kind of work you were doing. So that is the best memory or best thing I have taken as a professional.
Wow. And this is really a very, I would say, a feeling that helps you to be even, to work even better, because how you make feel the other people, that is something that stays even when you are not here. Nahi? So kudos to you. And the next question is, who is your inspiration and why?
My mom, like I explained, that she had to fight so many challenges, and despite all of that, she created that image for herself, and that's why she is my inspiration.
Wow, nice. And my last question. How would you describe yourself as a parent in 3 words? As a parent, how would you call yourself in 3 words?
Friendly, crazy, and critic.
That's so, like, everything is so opposite. On one hand, you're friendly, one hand, you're critic. That's great. Okay, well, it was really good to have such honest answers by you. And I really enjoyed this session of rapid fire. I hope you also enjoyed it.
Yes, the model was really good. It's very rare that you have this fun element. And when it comes as a rapid fire, you have to quickly, and you generally speak the truth when it comes as a rapid fire, right? So
Yes,
thank you so
actually.
much for having this.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much for telling us that much, because it really matters. Come on, yeah. um, our main motive is to help females recognize their worth, okay, to help them reclaim their self-worth, their self-belief. And having you over here with such a brilliant answer, such brilliant words, such brilliant mantras, it is really an honor for us. So thank you so much for gracing this show and sharing your life experiences, your formulas, your things, so that we can be a better person. Thank you so much. And with this, now we end this, and we'll meet you again in another episode with some other people who will be our inspiration. Till then, I don't know.
Stay safe.
No, it's okay. Chalo. Okay, then we'll meet in next episode. Bye, everyone.